Okay, our topic today is don't be stingy with giving away merits. We may we cannot see merits, we cannot hear, we cannot touch. How can we give him? How can we give it away? Okay. Follow me and I will show you what the merits is. My name is Chayanon. See, the radio wave connects mobile signal all over the world and also in space. 50 years ago, 50, 60 years ago, if somebody say, I have a small device and I can talk to someone on the other side of the world with a small one, and I can see the picture on that device. I can hear the voice of the one we talk to. So nobody believed that it will happen 50, 60 years ago. Now it's very common. Everybody have mobile of our own, and we can connect, we can talk to anyone we want. We can see the one who talk to with the radio wave. So the wave, we have many kind of wave all around us. Radio wave, laser, ultrasound, and even the sound that we hear is kind of wave, but it's the lower frequency. But the higher frequency we can see, we can hear, but we can use that. It can be sent to all over the world through the mobile station nearby. Now we have the station up in the sky. We have 5 senses device in our body, right? We can see through our eyes, we can hear through our ear, we can smell through our nose, we can taste through our tongue, and we can feel the feeling of touching to our touching. Things that we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot smell, we cannot taste, we cannot touch. We hard to believe that it exists, like the radio wave. And Marriage is a kind of pure energy, are generated while performing giving. Giving is not kind of giving that we expect anything in return. This kind of giving is kind of giving without expecting anything in return. If we expect something when we give something away, that's what we call investment. We invest in stock, we invest in property that we expect something in return. That's not kind of giving that generate merits. For example, when we give a birthday gift to our friend on his birthday, and we expect that we will receive birthday gift on our birthday in return. So if we expect something in return, then more or less the kind of investment that you give away, you give and you expect they give in return. But if you give with your kindness, with your compassion, or your sympathetic joy, then that generates merits. Forgiving. When somebody hurt us, if we keep remembering that, every time when our mind getting still, it pop up and hurt us. So we should forgive to forget. If we cannot forgive, it still be memorized in our mind, and it pop up all the time. If I compare to our computer, our work that we store in our computer. So whenever we need it, we recall that from our memory in the computer. But if we delete that file, we cannot recall that. Same thing, if we can forgive, it's kind of delete those, especially the bad memory, delete that, and we cannot recall that. We will be happy if we can delete those things by forgiving. Give and forgive, it's something that we make our happy. The happiness will generate merits. Give and forgive generate merit. Precept, observing precept, we build the wall to avoid the defilement coming up to our mind. Not to kill, not to steal, not to do adultery, not to tell lie, not to consume the high degree of alcohol or drugs. This kind of the wall to protect us from the defilement. So we keep doing that, those three things, keep doing that. Our mind will getting calm easily, not being jealous, not being greedy, or getting angry easily. That's the way that we prepare ourselves to do the profound one, is practicing meditation. Practicing meditation to still our mind, to stop thinking all the evil thing come to our mind through our thought. So if we can stop thinking, we will reduce those wandering mind, reduce those things that to bother our thought, to bother our mind. So all we have to do in practicing meditation is to still our mind and stop thinking. And then when our mind getting still, we will collect merits. So give, forgive, observe precept, and practicing meditation, we gain merits the way we gain merit, and merit will generate loving kindness, compassion, generosity, the sympathetic joy, and equanimity into our mind. And those things will generate happiness and success to our mind, to ourselves. When we cultivate and accumulate merit, but we can't see or hear or smell or taste or touch them, doesn't mean that they are exist. But the state of our mind is not still enough to tune up our mind to see and to feel the merit. So it's like a radio wave. We cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot smell, taste, or touch them. Doesn't mean that radio waves does not exist. Also merits, we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot smell, taste, or touch. Doesn't mean that they are exist. See, this is the cycle of merit cultivation. When we cultivate merit, the yellow, the yellow arrow, when we practice giving, forgiving, observing precept and meditation, then it generates merit. And in return, when we cultivate merit, we will be happy, will be success. Then it's easier to do the second round of giving, forgiving, observing precept, meditation, round and round and round. That's why we have to practice meditation every day to make another round, another round. The more you do those things, the more you cultivate merits, then the merits will make yourself easier to do it again in the next round. So the more merits you give, the more you get back. You know, things we count like money, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But merits is kind of pure energy. That if we cultivated the merits, and while we cultivate merit, or before we cultivate merit, or after we cultivate merit, we recall that and we feel rejoice in do those 3 parts before, while we cultivate merit, and after we recall merit and feel rejoice every time, every round, without doing the physical thing, but recall that and recall it. Whenever you have time, you recall that it generates. It's kind of, it's not 1, 2, 3, but it's kind of exponential way to count. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, very short, we will reach 1 million. This is the way that merit create by itself. If we feel joy in doing that. Why is an exponential count? So when we feel rejoice before making merit, we feel rejoice while we are making merit, we feel rejoice after making merit. Merits will create more and more in the exponential way. You know, like a atomic bomb. One atom, when it bursts out, it may be as wide as 1 square kilometer. And it can contain a lot, you know, 128 gigabytes is that small. If we put that in the square kilometer, one of each will contain 12 movies in there. So it allots in one atom. When it shrinks back to the same old situation, let's say one atom will contain 1 lifetime of video. So in merits, in the mind's memory, it contains millions of atoms. So it can contain millions lifetimes in there, in the memory of the mind. So merits will generate more and more and keep in our mind a memory. what we gain from the accumulation of merits when our mind feel happy, it will generate success, not only generate success and happiness, it also generate loving kindness to your mind. You will be the kind person. It generates compassion to your mind, generate sympathetic joy in the mind. When your friend get promoted in the office, if we don't have that kind of merits, we will say, oh, congratulations, but deep in the mind, you may think that hey, it should have been me to be promoted. But if you have a lot of merits and you have loving kindness, you have compassion, you have sympathetic joy, you will congratulate your friend with your heart, with your mind. And the way you congratulate your friend with sympathetic joy, you gain merit more and more and more. The more you purify your mind, the loving kindness, the compassion, sympathetic joy will accumulate more and more. When you get more and more of this, then this profound one will occur in your mind. Equanimity, not to be pleased, too much pleased, not too much upset or stressed in something. Keep your mind very calm, very still, not to be glad, not to be too much, or not to be upset too much of everything. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, just stay calm. That's equanimity, not the way that somebody say it's kind of selfish or something. Not that way, but you can stay calm in your mind, not to sway on this side or this side, but stay calm. So to start with is to give without expecting anything in return. That's very good start, to give without expecting anything in return. If you can do that, the next step will be forgiving. The next step will be observe precept, and then it make you prepare yourself to start the profound one, is practicing meditation. Meditation is the way that we can access to the third level of wisdom. To the third level of wisdom, to know everything without learning, without thinking, but you can access all facts, all wisdom, all supreme knowledge. So start with giving without expecting anything in return today. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for listening.